Hello, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Nerdpocalypse Podcast. I'm your host, Jay. I'm here with my co-host, Micah. Why are you looking so strange? Sorry. Every fucking week, I'm like, don't comment. And Terrence, what's up?
What's going on?
All right,
I was looking through some old episodes of Black on Black Cinema, and the one episode that I landed on YouTube was The Incredible Jessica James, right? The one with the infamous, when you all first told me about Terrence Howard's view of math.
He fucking lost.
And when you did the intro, I was like, why the fuck am I looking like that? I was given like blue steel, right? But it was like black steel. It was just like, I was like, what the fuck is going on? What am I doing? Yo?
Yeah, what am I doing? Yeah, don't ever look back at old episodes of yourself. You're like, what is wrong with this person? So clearly has a mental disorder. So there isn't a lot of news this week, but we obviously are going to talk heavily about Daredevil Born Again and some other things that we watched. So let's jump right into Checked Out. I watched A Real Pain. This is the movie Kieran Culkin actually won the Oscar for. It is starring him and Jesse Eisenberg. It's actually, I didn't realize it was written and directed by Jesse Eisenberg. I didn't know that going in. It's about two cousins. They're very close. They kind of refer to each other as being close, like brothers, who meet up and they go to Poland to kind of visit where their grandmother, who had sort of recently passed, where she used to live, and she was a Holocaust survivor. So they went on like this sort of Holocaust tour, right? Across Poland to kind of understand their roots and everything else. It is very, very good. I messaged Micah while I was watching it. I said, I was like 10 minutes into the movie. I was like, I get why he won the Oscar. Like, he's being himself, like the kind of the characters that you're used to seeing him play, like on Succession and stuff. But he was exceptionally good. And part of it is that he has that weird space between being completely unlikable in moments and being extremely likable in other moments. Like, that's just his personality, I guess. But also the writing is very good. So I give a lot of credit to Jesse Eisenberg for that. It's good. It's got some really heartfelt moments. It's got some really good acting by, obviously, Kieran Culkin. Jesse Eisenberg delivers in a scene that is fucking excellent. Like, it's really, really good. Like, if you liked Fleischman's in Trouble, I feel like you would really enjoy this. Terrence, I feel like you would really like this. There's parts of it where you're like, oh, we're just seeing what the two aspects of a neurotic Jewish person are, like Jesse Eisenberg's version of neuroticism versus Kieran Culkin's version of Jewish neuroticism. But there's a bit more than that, right? Because there's other people on the trip as well who he's interacting with, who are kind of going on this sort of Holocaust tour as well. And they go to a concentration camp at one point, which the movie, I wasn't sure how they were going to handle it, because Kieran Culkin's character does a lot of sort of personality kind of inappropriate things throughout, and they handled the concentration camp with like the exact way you probably should have handled it. It was actually very well done, but it's good. It's heartfelt. It's got some funny moments, and like it's kind of sad in a lot of ways. But yeah, he definitely deserved the Oscar, or at least a nomination, if you depending on your thoughts on it. But I highly recommend A Real Pain. It was really, really quite good. Micah, you watched The Apprentice, and Terrence, you've seen The Apprentice as well, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we wanted to. Me and my wife wanted to watch this. I was like, "Do you want to watch A Real Pain?" She was like, "Yeah, but I kind of want to watch The Apprentice." So I was like, "All right." And it's really good. I think it's really good. Sebastian Stan was nominated. More on him later, but he was nominated for Best Actor for this past Academy Awards. Yeah, well deserved. He plays Donald Trump. I mean, he's got the mannerisms. He's trying his best to do the accent, but Donald Trump has one of those voices that is both unique and imitatable, right? Like, you can imitate Donald Trump and they know who you're doing,
right?
But nobody sounds like Donald Trump. It's like Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? Everybody has an Arnold Schwarzenegger, but nobody sounds like Arnold Schwarzenegger. And but he's doing it, and he's doing the best that he can, and he's got the thing about a good imitation is that you can't just do the voice, right? You got to get the mannerisms, right? You got to do. He's got hand gestures, right? He's got the duck lip thing where he, you know, how people from Baltimore say "do," right? Well, he when he does it, he's do, like he's got the right the duck lip thing going, and
this is 80s and this is 70s and 80s Trump. That's a different Trump than the one we have.
Very, very different.
Yeah, it's a very different
garbage,
Trump
trash can ass nigga that we got now. He was still a piece of shit, then, but like, you know.
Right? But that guy, I don't like Donald Trump, but that guy is.
Breaking news.
I don't like him like I don't like Vince McMahon. I am fascinated by him. And I think a lot of people are, which is why he is where he is today.
Yeah.
Right. They're the same person. And look, if he wasn't president, I'm not saying I'd be listening to rap songs with him, but like, yo, he's hilarious, especially in his old age. Like he just is, man. Like,
oh yeah. No, if it wasn't so fucking scary and destroying the fabric of American society, fine. You want to tweet out some crazy shit? All right, go ahead. Who cares?
Right. It's funny, like, you know, you see some old guy on the subway doing some wacky shit, right? And it's just like, glad he's not in charge, huh?
Right.
And then it's crazy. Like, oh shit.
Yeah, right.
But he you know, he carries this movie as he should. It's Sebastian Stan. It's a great performance. Jeremy Strong is Roy Cohn. Look, Jeremy Strong seems like an odd guy.
He is.
But again, he's a really good actor, man. He's a really
he's
good
like a
actor.
method actor too, right? Like that's his whole thing. But he's like,
yeah, which is, you know, annoying.
I imagine it would be.
You know, I've seen older actors comment on method acting, and they're like, "No, it's stupid." Right? Like if you're an actor, you should be able to jump into the role, right? You shouldn't have to live the role in order to embody the person or whatever, right? Like that's weird, right? Look, everyone else is, and the story is basically like how this guy, Donald Trump, just kind of came from being, you know, his father's son, which was just a guy, you know, with big dreams, right? But he's walking around collecting rent from his father's properties, and how he had big dreams of eventually creating his hotel in New York, and people are like, nah. And he links up with this guy Roy Cohn, who kind of grooms him into being, I don't want to say being the piece of shit that he is today, but he pulls it out, right? Like it's always been there, right? But Roy Cohn really pulls it out, and you know, he's just to
hone his craft, so to speak.
Yeah. He, like, Roy Cohn saw like a big mound of shit, and he was like, you know what? I'm gonna chisel the biggest piece of shit out of here, and it's gonna look amazing, right? And that's what he does. He chisels a big piece of shit into looking like Donald Trump, right? And it's a really good story. It's kind of like a Sith story, you know? Like there's always two, but like one of them has to overtake the other. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you do.
And he's such a garbage person that he's like, hey, you know, Roy Cohn gives him the rules, right? His just like deny, attack, right? Like just that's all you just never admit defeat, right?
Mm-hmm.
And towards the end of the movie, he's like, someone's interviewing him, and he's like, "Man, how did you get to where you are?" And he's just like, you know, I guess I was just born with this ability to just know how to just attack, and it, like everything that Roy Cohn
and flipped it. He remixed that shit.
He did.
That's what he did. Yeah,
and he was just like, it was all me. It was all me. And I'm just naturally gifted with it. I'm just like, this piece of shit. He's a piece of shit throughout this entire movie, and I am captivated by it. Yeah. And look, something that they do in the movie is, Donald Trump, this spans maybe what, like 10, 15 years?
Into like the late 90s, probably like 10 years.
Like 10 years?
Yeah.
Donald Trump looks like a different person from the 70s to the 90s, right? Like in the 70s, he kind of looks like his son Barron, right? And in the 90s, he looks, not too far off from what he looks now, right? Like in the 70s, he was slim. I wouldn't call him handsome because he still had that like weird dough face that all of them have. Yeah. But he didn't look like he didn't. And the movie, the makeup department really does a very, very good job of transforming Sebastian Stan from this pale guy, because my wife was like, wow, he looks real pale, and Roy Cohn has like a spray tan. I was like, yeah, that's probably the point, right?
That's the point. Let's not forget, Roy Cohn was a gay Jewish man. So again, he got a whole swagger from a gay Jewish man.
Right. The people that these idiots who love him hate.
Yeah, who fucking revere him. Right, exactly. They don't like Jewish people, and they don't like gay people.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, many people have said that, like, he has the vibe of just kind of like a petty, like, older gay man. Like, I saw one comedian was like, if Donald Trump wasn't president, but instead critiquing people's clothes on the red carpet, everyone would love him. Like, yeah, no, he's like because that's kind of how he acts. And like, you don't know what type of person you don't know what his proclivities really are. You have no idea. So,
right.
Yeah, but the movie does a very look. Of course, I'm biased, right? But the movie does a very good job of portraying what I believe is this man and his personality. The fact that they didn't want this movie to come out,
that doesn't.
That should tell you everything you need to know. But at the same time, like, again, if this guy wasn't president, like if he had no real power, I could legitimately see how people would admire him, right? If he had no real power. But he has the power to like make decisions that affect other people's lives. I don't see how you can still ride with this dude, but I get it, right? He's a very captivating individual.
He has evil man charisma. Like as much as I don't like him, I hate his fucking guts. And I cannot wait until the news breaks that he's dead. But in whatever, I can't. I'm sorry. I'm not going to be fucking nice.
It may be like, I'm not going to.
No, I got to sugarcoat it. I can't fucking wait. Hell yeah, dude. Breakdancing on the fucking show. Fuck out of here. It could happen yesterday as far as I'm concerned. But he does have a level of charisma. Like, he just does. Because, like, we've joked about this, like, offline. I bet he's got a fucking tight 10-minute fucking stand-up he could fucking do, dude. Like, when he's on, sometimes you're like, I mean, that was fucked up, but, like, that was kind of funny. Like, you have to admit that. Will I be excited upon learning that he died, much like I was when Scalia died? Yes, happier. But at the same time, occasionally he does say some shit that's funny. He just does.
And you know what? I don't even think it's that he has a tight 10, right? I think he's kind of like the marvelous Mrs. Maisel,
you think he just
where she can just riff for 10 minutes. Like, comedians are like,
did an hour and a half last week. He can just talk. That's why people love him. I mean, he's just a bunch of nonsense and lies, but he can easily get on stage and talk for 3 hours.
Meanwhile, Biden fucking looks like every word he's about to disintegrate with every word that comes out. Like, yo, what are we doing?
Yeah, well, you know what?
Doing?
I'd still take that now. How about that?
Again, I'd take Weekend at Bernie's Biden over this motherfucker. Jesus Christ, man. Yeah, like, take a cat over this nigga.
A dead one. A dead cat. Yeah, I'm excited to watch The Apprentice, but my internal loathsome feelings towards him is the only reason I have not watched it. And it's not because
I did it right before the election.
Yeah, that's probably that was probably a much better choice. Yeah. No, it was before. It was definitely before. So yeah, that's the only thing that's keeping me from watching it. One, I think Sebastian Stan, you and I talked about this, Mike, offline.
Yep.
I think he is a criminally underrated actor, like on the indie circuit. Yeah. Like he really, really is. Like if you only know him as as Bucky in the Marvel movies, you're doing yourself a disservice. Like just go watch any of the movies he's done recently. I mean, they're all fantastic, and he's really, really good. So I think he's probably, of the people who kind of became stars out of the MCU so far, I think he's probably the best. Like as an actor, taking him out of the MCU, I think he's the best. So, no, I wish him all the luck in the world, man. I think he's
yeah. You really do. You really do forget that that's Sebastian Stan when you're watching it.
That says a lot,
and that is the highest compliment that I can give an actor. Is that I forget that I'm looking at the guy who quite literally ate a woman's ass in Fresh. Like it's fucking
hilarious. It's really good. People should watch that movie as well. It was really funny.
Yeah, Fresh was great though.
What was the other movie I saw, or the series he did, where he was Tommy Lee with Pam Anderson and Tommy? He was really good in that. Like you do kind of forget who he is. So you're like, wow, Tommy Lee is a real fucking piece of shit. And you're like, oh, right, that's the guy with the metal arm. I forgot. Sorry. But he does really kind of fall into those roles, and you do kind of forget, which says a lot considering how big of a star he's become.
He wasn't a caricature either in this movie. Like,
yeah, he wasn't
and that's super easy to fall into.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Like, I'm like, this dude is really good because, like, again, he fell into the character, but it wasn't overly done. Like I said, it's 80s Trump. Like everyone does Trump now. Godfrey has an 80s Trump, which is pretty funny. But no, it was just.
He also
was really good.
And I also saw Godfrey do an Elon Musk impression the other day. It was fucking excellent. It was dead on. It's like, yeah, just talk like a robot that's malfunctioning. No problem. It's fucking weirdo. But yeah. So all right, there you go, man. I'm excited for this. At some point, I will make myself do that. Terrence, you watched a little bit of Daredevil. You haven't gotten to episode 3. What are your thoughts so far?
Okay. I liked what I saw, right? It's fine. Like I enjoyed what I watched. I'm not gonna watch the series.
Oh,
I'm not. I'm just not. I'm tapped out of the Marvel universe. I'm done.
Okay, that's
like, I'll watch the movie. I'll watch the movies when they come out on like digital, but I don't really give a fuck. Like I'm just over it. And that's why I'm like I said. I recognize that it's good, but I was watching it and I'm like, I don't give a fuck, and I just turned that shit off.
Right, you're staying on the stance that you're just waiting for the X-Men.
I'm waiting for the X-Men. Yeah, I'm waiting for the next phase to actually kick in and be good because the last couple of years have been mediocre at best.
Don't disagree.
So,
Captain America will be available.
I saw that too
soon.
Oh,
you saw it?
I already saw it.
Okay, well then I assume your stance is the same.
Yeah, I didn't like it. I was like, no thanks, I'm fine. Yeah, I watched the whole thing. I actually watched the entire movie. I was just like, this is not good, but that's fine.
It was not.
I didn't like it. I mean, I didn't.
It was fine.
Yeah,
it was fine.
Whatever.
I didn't appreciate some of the stuff, but it was.
Like, I think it was like 2 weeks ago. You said there's something about Anthony Mackie. Like, he's good. He's a good actor. Question mark.
right.
I don't know, yo. I
can't quite put my finger on it.
There's
man.
something about that nigga. Like I don't deny that he's got some talent.
It's this face.
But at the same time, I'm just kind of like,
I know a secret.
I don't know. Do I like you as the lead in this movie? No, I don't. I don't. I'm sorry. I don't know. There's something about that nigga that just.
You know what? I like. There is something about him. Like you can't quite put a pin on it. I think it really depends on the writing for him. There's some actors who can elevate a script where you're like, this is not very good, but like they're what is it? What is it like? Outdoing your coverage or whatever that fucking football term is, right? And that's what it is for some actors, but he doesn't have that. So he suffers.
He really doesn't.
He suffers from, if the script is mediocre, and it would have to be weirdly a script that's mediocre and a really good director to kind of maybe pull him up a bit, like that can kind of pull that out of him. But if the director is like just okay and the script is just okay, it's just going to be an okay performance. Like it just, I don't think he has the ability to elevate a script. There are just certain actors that can, and those are the ones that I would argue are like, wow, this is a really great actor. Like a Sebastian Stan, to what we were talking about earlier, not to compare them just because they're both in the MCU, but like he's an actor that I think could elevate a mediocre script. Like he just has that ability. So just in delivery and stuff. So I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe
I think
maybe not.
I think he's fine. I think he's a dude, and there's nothing wrong with being a dude, right? Like in The Banker, right? He was good in The Banker, but he was opposite Sam Jackson, right? Like,
yeah, that's not fair. Like it's not fair. Like, what the fuck are you supposed to do?
Like he's a dude, and I don't hate him, right? Like I'll watch a movie that he's in. I really like some of his older stuff. What was that movie? She Hate Me.
Oh, he was fun in that.
He was fun in that. But like, I like that movie. But like, he's a dude.
Was it him that fucking? Was it him that made the movie good, or was it the movie itself?
I think it was the premise, right? I think it was the premise. But I think he did a good job in that role, in the role of Sam Wilson as Captain America. I think he did a good job. I think that, like you said, it had the script been a little more focused and a little more centered on him, I feel like I would enjoy that movie a little bit better. But
I mean. But you look back at his catalog of movies, and then the peak of his career, in my opinion, is in 2013 with the movie Repentance, right? Like that was an awesome film.
See, but at the same time, right?
No, close.
At the same time, his very next movie, Pain and Gain. And I liked him in that. Yeah. But again,
not as lead though.
He was. Is it was it him, or was it like the ensemble cast?
I think. Well, I think it is the. I think it was the movie because the premise was interesting. I think it's the ensemble cast because, like, as much as we bag on The Rock, that's one of his better performances.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
But it's him, The Rock, and Mark Wahlberg. Right? Like,
he's not surrounded by the strongest of actors. He's the strongest actor in that list. Right.
He's the best actor of those three. So maybe that's why I really, really enjoyed him in that. So and not enjoy him. I enjoy the movie. Right. So
yeah, to me, it's fine. I agree. I think it's very middle of the road. But I think it's just the writing. I mean, I just think the writing is just not. It's just not up to par. And that movie,
I'm not rooting against it.
It shouldn't have been a fucking Hulk movie to begin with. Like, it should have had nothing to do with Hulks at all. That was very silly.
That was very bizarre. They were talking about shit that happened 15 years ago.
Right.
17. No, when the fuck did the Incredible Hulk come out? 2007 or 8?
I think 2008 or 2009. One of the two.
I want to say 2009.
It was before Iron Man, right?
No, it was right after Iron Man.
It was right after Iron Man? Was it the same year?
Yeah. It was the second movie.
2008.
Oh. Okay, so yeah, it was fucking 16 years ago. 17 years ago.
Yeah.
And you're just bringing that up. Like, why are you bringing up old shit? Like, what the fuck is
Here's
going on?
Liv Tyler, who the fuck is Liv Tyler? Right? Like there are quite literally people who are mega fans of the MCU who were not alive when that movie came out. They're like, who the fuck is this white woman? Like, who is this person? And so yeah,
like, I would have rather them just completely rip off Winter Soldier and have Carl Lumbly's character be the Winter Soldier character. And
I mean, some version of that story, right?
Yeah, some version of it, right? Like the stuff with the leader and the Hulk, and you got all these Hulk villains and no Hulk in it, like no Bruce Banner in it. Like, it's weird, man. Like wouldn't Captain America go to the guy that is the gamma specialist to to ask a question?
Right.
Like, hey, how do I deal with this?
Right. Like, I
Bruce?
understand.
Where is Bruce?
Right, like, I understand having Bucky there. I understand, or at least the impetus of wanting to have Bucky there, because they have a relationship from the show, and like they have that sort of buddy cop vibe that works really well between the two of the actors. And also, you're kind of teeing up what Bucky is doing for Thunderbolts. I get all that, but I would have had Bruce Banner in there. Like, I don't know, man. Like, a scene where the Hulk shows up at the end to fucking help you out would have been kind of dope. Like, you're fighting a fucking Hulk. I don't think people would be that mad. Like, I mean, I get it, nigga. It's a Hulk. Like, what the fuck is he supposed to do? He don't even have superpowers. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It just seemed weird. It just seemed very weird.
And then the whole look of the ending was just,
it looked,
messy.
Yeah, it was not good.
It looked kind of messy. But I'm not rooting against Anthony Mackie before anybody comes in. You guys are fucking haters, bro. You guys are fucking haters.
No, that would get this episode 10,000 fucking views. Because hating on it is what's fucking the bee's knees. No, I honestly think that movie did not do well, but I don't think any of that really had to do with him. I hope that's not the lesson Disney or Marvel learned. Like, no. Write a better script. It should have been.
It's like the world we live in now.
Yeah, no.
Is Disney one of the motherfuckers that get rid of DEI or whatever the fuck?
Yeah. Well,
like,
I don't know.
Disney has more money than anybody else, except for like.
I mean, I don't know if you guys are aware, but like, federal agencies get tax cuts from the federal government, guys. Like, that's the real thing.
I couldn't watch any of that, man.
Nigga, it was hilarious.
It was like, yo, you all are morons, and I'm done. I just left.
The first thing he said after that was, "What month is it?" He was like, "It's January." He was like, "Well, at least we can agree."
Okay, we can agree. Right? Like, come on, man.
I don't have anything else to fucking say to you. You're stupid. Man.
At the end of that exchange, he was like, "I don't know how to respond to that."
Yeah,
like, I don't know. Okay. Jesus
I'm way too smart for this. I'm sorry, I'm here. All right, so let's talk more about Daredevil Born Again. This is the third episode. This one entitled "The Hollow of His Hand," some Jesus reference, I guess. I enjoyed this episode. This is the law side of Law and Order, right? Like, this is all in the courtroom. A lot of it is. If you don't like cops before you watch this episode, you're probably not going to like cops at the end. Good Lord. They were laying that shit on thick. Yeah, I like the story of the White Tiger. I thought that was dope. Sad ending. But yeah, overall, I thought
sad ending in real life. That guy's dead, man.
Yeah, he died of cancer or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody was like, wow, the actor who played the Black Panther died of cancer, and the guy who played White Tiger also died of cancer. This seems fucked up. It's like, you know what? Fair enough. Like, that is a fucking horrendous coincidence. Yeah. Look, I thought it was good. The guy who played the White Tiger, I thought he was actually very good. I liked his portrayal. I thought he was very convincing in the role. I continue to enjoy every scene that Vincent D'Onofrio fucking just steals because he's so goddamn good. Yeah. All in all, I enjoyed the episode. It's good.
He, after I watch this stuff, sometimes I'll peruse the internet to see other people's opinions on it. And IGN was like, "Yeah, this wasn't that great." And I'm like, "All right, I might have to cut IGN off as an opinion that I go seek out. These were the people that someone at IGN said the Penguin was a 5 out of 10, guys, and which is why number scores are stupid, right? Like as soon as I saw
5 out of 10.
Yes,
this nigga won an Emmy for the fucking role. Like, all right. Wasn't that show nominated for like a ton of Emmys? Like everyone involved. Okay, all right.
And they were like, like not a lot of Daredevil in it. Like, well, the guy. This is Matt Murdock trying to not be Daredevil at this point in his life, right? Which is kind of the point of this show. And he will eventually get there, but this is the 3rd chapter in a series that has 18 chapters. So yeah, we're gonna see a little more of the drama, right? Like when you pick up a comic book, it's not all splash pages. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I appreciate. I told you last week, if this is the Lincoln Lawyer with fighting, I'm fine with it. Right? Like we get a little bit of Law and Order. I don't know how he beat a manslaughter charge though. Like
that didn't make sense. Like this guy charged with pushing a person onto the train tracks and killing them in the subway. He had two separate murder charges, which he beat because he was innocent, right? And then they were like manslaughter, and he's like, "Well, the guy just mistakenly fell." And they're like, innocent." I'm like, in New York, he's
like he wouldn't like that guy died as a direct result of him intervening. Now it may not have been his fault, right? It wasn't his fault.
They're gonna hit you,
but he died as a direct result of it. That's manslaughter, but
involuntary.
Right, that's involuntary manslaughter. But you want to send the people home happy, only to make them sad again. And I like the fact that Matt Murdock made a huge deal about not telling everyone that he's a vigilante, right? Because Mayor Fisk has a hard-on for going after vigilantes, right? Like that's vigilante is code for Mexican, right? And or illegal immigrant, right? Like, and that's the thing that he's kind of running on. So, he's like, oh, well, we can't do it. And then when his star witness flakes on him, probably because he was intimidated by the cops, which is not a hard leap to make, IGN.
Wait, they said that? Hold. They said that was a leap? They said that, oh, well, he changed his story and we don't know why. Well, why do you think that the cokehead who no, flag on the play. Yo, get the fuck out of here. The scene is shot. Am I taking crazy pills? The scene is shot with this guy. He's a drug addict, right? He's a recovering drug, or not even recovering. He's a drug addict. He's on the stand. You have an entire fucking wing of the fucking audience of the case are all cops in uniform sitting there as this guy they know is testifying against another cop for being violent and attacking him. They keep panning between the drug addict on the witness stand and the cops going they're shaking their head and grimacing at the guy giving the fucking testimony, and he's like looking at them and like kind of freaking out, and then he changes his case. There's no leap. Are you blind? What did you need them to say? We're cops and we're going to fucking murder you if you say something. Meanwhile, at the same time, the cop he's testifying against tried to stop him from getting to the courthouse. He quite literally, it wasn't even a different cop. It was the cop who fucking beat him up. If you don't understand that, you shouldn't be writing about movies and television because you're not very smart. What the fuck are we doing right now? We don't know why. I'm sorry. Were you doing this while you were watching TV? Were you typing on your phone? Look at the screen, dude. God damn, did they need to wear a t-shirt? We're intimidating the witness at this point during the television program. Jesus. Everybody wants to write a fucking negative headline, but nobody wants to fucking spend 2 seconds watching the shit that you're supposed to review. That's fucking ridiculous. Like, go on fucking net or Disney Plus right now and watch that scene. It goes literally, the camera's like, that's his face. The cops, the face. And the cops are like, we're going to get you. Daredevil literally overhears them with his fucking, super hearing. He literally hears a cop go, can't let Torres testify. They fucking don't want him to because he's bad for cops. Right? All right. Not everybody should like that. That really makes me mad. That's insane.
I love the fact that we see that Matt is a massive fucking hypocrite, right? Because like the key witness is flaked on him and he had nothing. And he did this Hail Mary play where he went back on his word basically. And to kind of to win, right? And maybe this is me. Now this is me drawing a leap, right? But like Matt's a devout Catholic, man, and that's kind of what religious people do, like they have no problem being hypocrites if it makes them the winner. You know what I mean? So, look,
deep as much as it's hard truth. So, but yeah, we don't know why he changed the story. Dude, that's maddening to me. Like, yes, you do. Like, yes, you do. Oh my God.
Also, quote, also having Nikki Torres flake out on the witness stand is an odd twist because it's never explained what they had on him or how they even got in contact with him while he was in witness protection. So that is the
what does that mean? What does that mean? Who got in contact with him?
Right. I'm assuming the cops. But again, this is not a well-written. The cops don't need to get in contact with him. He said when he was first brought on the stand, he was like, so what is your relationship with these cops? Well, the cops kind of helped me out of a bad situation if I did this stuff for them. And and also from the previous fucking episode, right? The cops were trying to beat down his door.
They were going to kill him.
Right.
What do you mean get in contact with him? They were trying to murder him. Right. Did you watch the last 5 minutes of the second episode? That's why when Daredevil was there, because he found him first, he beat up the cops. And do you not know why he screamed at the end? Do you need that laid out for you too? Whoever wrote this is a fucking idiot.
Not even did you watch the last 5 episodes of the previous episode, the last 5 minutes of the previous episode. Did you watch the recap in the current episode?
Right, in the beginning. Are they having a hard time figuring out why the cop had a black eye in the beginning of this episode? Like, who is the person who wrote this? What is their name?
Joshua Yale, who is actually, I'm surprised because Joshua Yale is the comics person at IGN.
Okay, dude, pay attention to the shit that you review. This is that's a terrible take. We don't know. You do know. Like, all right. That's fucking insane.
So yeah, and look, White Tiger gets off miraculously from the manslaughter charge also, and at one point Matt's like, look, if we win this case, you can never put the White Tiger, mask on again, and he was like, yeah, and then he gets off, and he puts the White Tiger mask on again at the end to go and do some patrolling. And of course, the inevitable happens, right? Some guy comes out and shoots White Tiger, which I'm actually very much looking forward to the ramifications of that, because this is a direct result of what Matt did in that courtroom, right?
It is.
He outed that guy.
Yeah, he outed that guy. But he the guy is where it is made. You are meant to believe that it's the Punisher who killed him.
Yeah. The person that killed him had his face obscured, but he was wearing a Punisher bulletproof vest, which that's also something that I hope gets tackled with punching with boxing gloves.
Yeah, not with kid gloves.
Not with kid gloves at all.
No, they're teeing it up too obviously. Like, they have to address it.
Right. They have to address the fact that, like, no, the Punisher hates fucking cops because he thinks cops are corrupt and inept. They couldn't solve the murder of his family. It's an open and shut case. The mafia did the shit and they can't do nothing. They won't do nothing. So he's got to take the law into his own hands. Meanwhile, he's, already kind of fucked up. It's pretty easy. It's pretty easy, but yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait for people to realize that, oh shit, like they're talking about us. We're the bad guys. We're the crooked cops.
Are we the baddies? Yeah. I mean, it is really funny. I saw someone's comment about, the quote unquote, the Punisher killing the White Tiger. And they're like, I hope that wasn't actually Frank Castle, because he's my favorite character. And I would just be so angry if that happened. I'm like, why would the Punisher kill the White Tiger? That makes no sense. Like, his face is obscured for a reason. Like, it is to make people who are maybe not very quick on the uptake, who would not understand what happened in this episode, to believe things like, oh, it's clearly Frank Castle. It isn't. And if it is, that makes no sense whatsoever. And that would be a terrible fucking storyline. But why would you need to obscure his face? We already know who plays the Punisher. It doesn't need to be a fucking secret. Like, yeah, it's just a red herring. But yeah, I mean, even the cops have neck tattoos that have the Punisher logo on it. He's going to fucking kill you. Like, that's what's going to happen. And I can't wait. Because that's one of those, like, or life imitates art, but then art imitates life, because then they address it in the comics, and now they're going to address it in the show, most likely. It's fascinating. So it'll be a
this person in this review found it had the thought that, and look, I will preface this by saying that they kind of correct themselves in the thought, but he says, did anyone else find it funny that how Murdoch mentions the White Tiger's amulet to the jury and they all just accept what he said at face value? Yeah, this is the same New York. This is the same New York that had an alien invasion in it. I think that I think a magical necklace is not too far off. But then to his credit, he says, I suppose the everyday people of the MCU have seen enough crazy stuff by now that a mystical pendant doesn't even make them blink an eye. So then why'd you write it?
In She-Hulk, they have fucking elves and shit. Like, that was the whole point. Like, all the shit is out there. I get, are we watching these things? Are we just not watching anything anymore? Like, all right. Very weird.
And and Officer Morales was dropped. For those of you that don't know, Miles Morales, his father, is a cop. And
did they mention? I didn't notice that. I didn't notice that little.
Yeah, Officer Morales was one of the people who gave a written testimony to the good that White Tiger did. Oh, okay. And
he's notoriously kind of like not a fan of costume heroes.
Yeah, traditionally he's not. This is the MCU version or whatever. Or, it could be him, could not, but traditionally that character is not for vigilante justice because he's a cop, right? Like, cops don't want other people doing their job because,
I want credit.
Yeah.
I don't get a magical pendant.
I wanna extort the people.
That's my
Wait,
job.
what?
Yeah. So overall, I thought it was pretty fun. I'm really baffled by that review. This is one of the worst takes I've ever.
It was just kind of funny. I was like, what the fuck? Like, this is why people shit on IGN, bro.
Like, what are you doing? What? Do you have an editor? The editor was like, did you rewatch the episode? Like, what are we? I'm not putting this out. This doesn't make sense. Yeah. Shout out to you, I guess, buddy. All right, Micah, take it away.
For some reason, John Wick 5 is confirmed to be in the works, but a release date is still a mystery because John Wick should be dead.
What are we doing?
Did he die? He just kind of sat there at the end, right?
Yeah,
Bleeding
well,
out from
yeah,
his
you know what?
gut.
Maybe it's video game
die.
wounds. Maybe it's
Who
Call of
knows?
Duty wounds. Maybe it's Call of Duty rules, right? Like you just
Right.
you just sit there behind cover for like 5 seconds, and then it comes back. Your health regens. Fans can rejoice as Jennifer Brown, Jennifer spelled Jennefer for some reason. The EVP and head of global products and experiences at Lionsgate, weird, has confirmed that John Wick 5 is in fact happening. The Keanu Reeves-led film series has so far spawned 4 installments and a limited series, which I hear was not good, in addition to an upcoming spin-off movie featuring Ana de Armas as per Jennifer Brown. While the 5th edition is definitely on its way, it's possible that Reeves might not reprise his role in his iconic role due to the events that transpired in the conclusion of John Wick 4. Maybe I should read before making comments.
But
however, she has not revealed anything about John Wick 5.
Okay, is it going to be called John Wick?
I mean, it's a brand.
That would be weird. That would be very weird. It's like, hey, here's a new Jurassic Park. What's it about? Cars. All right. Like, all right, don't call it that. Like, that seems weird. Like, because the spinoff with Ana de Armas is what? Isn't that called The Ballerina, I believe?
I think. I'm not positive. But
so like and you know, that's from the world of, it's called From the World of John Wick, Ballerina.
Okay. That's coming out this year.
Yeah. Okay.
It's another series, I think. There's 5 of them. This nigga died. I think I'm done.
Right. Like,
I don't like, come on, yo.
Like, what do we still
had that amazing dragon breath scene that was was fucking amazing to me. That top down scene was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it, man.
But like,
that's it.
And look, that's what I want. Look, what else can you do? Right? Like, if you could do some new stuff, because you
got to top yourself.
Right. You got to top yourself because nobody gives a fuck about the John Wick like universe. Like it seems cool, right? And so you think it seems cool if you're like 13, right? It's like, well, everybody's an assassin. If you're an edgelord and everybody's a fucking assassin and like there's a whole secret society of assassins. They had all of France after John Wick because everybody's a fucking assassin, right? Like there are more assassins. Right. There are more assassins than Uber drivers in the John Wick fucking universe, yo. And
like all I can think of it's just like very, very elaborate LARPing. Like that's all it is. It's like
would you like medieval clothing? They're just all in fucking suits and shit.
Yeah.
Like Mad Max
suits.
Yeah, bulletproof Armani
bulletproof suits.
I don't know how the fuck that works, but all right.
Right. Bulletproof suits that bullets bounce off of you. No, they don't. Even the actual bulletproof suits don't fucking bounce off of you.
Yeah, it's not armored plating. Like on a
it still hurts when you get shot. When you have armor on, nigga.
No, not in this universe. It don't. Like you just hold up a piece of fabric. You're like, bing, 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 bing. Like, okay, that's seems like a weird choice. If everyone has it on, shoot for the head. Like, I know John Wick was the only person to do headshots constantly. Like, yeah, he figured it out. Like, you don't have an armor-proof hat on. Like, what the fuck? Shoot this guy in the forehead. Yeah. Look, I loved John Wick 4 for what it was, which was a series of excuses to go from one elaborate fight scene to another. Hey, we're going to Japan.
That's all it's been since 2.
Since 2, yeah. I hated 2. I actually did not like part 2 at all. That's
like
the one with Common? That was the one with Common, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, when they were walking and Common was like
all?
Yeah, they were shooting.
That shit was dumb. I didn't catch it.
All right.
But
All right.
three I liked, and then four was beautifully shot. Like it looked really great. Like, hey, do you like Japan? Yeah, I like Japanese stuff. I like weeb shit. Cool. We're gonna go to Japan and we're gonna shoot and we're gonna give guys samurai swords. Why? This look cool. It'll just look dope. Like, all right.
Right.
We're gonna just smash people through glass display cases that has like cool Japanese shit in it. Yeah, we're in Japan. Like that's what you fucking do. All right, cool. Why?
Was John Wick 4 the one with him on a horse?
That was 3.
I think that was
3.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they're running out of shit, yo. Like,
Yeah,
John Wick on a horse, yo.
they had super dogs in 3, right? Halle Berry had those.
Halle
like,
Berry's
badass
Halle Berry
dogs.
had them dogs. Yeah.
Yeah, it had Micah rooting for dogs, for God's sake. I think we've hit the end.
I mean, you don't get any better than that.
Right, like, what else is there to do? I think they need to see how this From the Mind of John Wick comes Ballerina, whatever the fuck movie this is. See how that does.
And he's in this too. He's got a cameo in this one, right?
Why?
Because they showed it at the end of the fucking trailer.
Yeah, why?
I thought he was dead, but okay. Is this a prequel to 4?
Yeah, it takes place. I've read this, unfortunately. It takes place between the events of John Wick 3, Parabellum, and John Wick 4. Okay. So we're doing prequels now? Why?
Is the name of the movie
Yes.
from the
No, it's not From the Mind. I was just being a dick. But it's From the World of John Wick, Ballerina, or simply Ballerina. My guess is
From the world of John Wick.
Yeah. You could have just
Look, it's cool.
call Ballerina.
Like this thing was cool. Again, like I said, it was cool.
Branding.
13. Like if I was a teenager, I would be all for this at this point. Maybe that's what this is for. Like we're old, so maybe it was for like 17. 18.
That's fair.
So who knows? Yeah, but they're just gonna have to do some new shit. I'll watch it, but like, what are they gonna do new? Like Extraction, right? They had 2 extractions there. His shtick is the single shot action sequence at this point. And that second one was fucking dope. It was 20 minutes long. It was awesome.
It was exhausting. I enjoyed it, but it's exhausting.
It was a lot.
Woo, we doing a cut now? Oh, thank you. All right.
So that's his shtick. So what's this John Wick shtick? What is that going to be? How many more times how many ways he can figure out how to shoot people in the head? What means of conveyance is he going to do it in this time? Because I don't think that's what he was on. He was in a Mustang in the last movie.
Yeah, Mustang.
What car was he driving for? He was the first movie he was in. This car was a Mustang, right?
That was a Mustang. Yeah.
Yeah, and he was on a horse, and then they had that that dragon breath. Like again, I knew what it came from because I had played that game not that long ago. So I knew exactly what it looked like to me. And turns out that's what the guy had played or he saw being played when he did that sequence, which is awesome. That shit is so cool to me. But what did he do now? Space.
That's fine.
Like isn't that the final frontier for these movies? That was a terrible pun.
It's always
man, you got to do something special. And it's the 5th one, and I don't really give a fuck anymore. Like, I just want to see the dope sequence where he's just killing people. The dopest sequence of that particular movie. That's it. Because the story doesn't make any fucking sense anymore.
It doesn't. It really, really doesn't. I just don't. Like, I thought the story in the 4th one was dope, like with the last fight and everything else. That felt very cool. It's enough. There is something to be said about just ending something on a really good note. So, and we don't see heroes die very often, by the way. Like, not in American cinema. They mostly, hey, they walked off into the sunset being fucking cool. No, he got like a Butch Cassidy fucking death. Like, slump over, kind of die, and you're like, all right, well, he fucking killed all the bad guys. All right, he won.
I mean, he's also an assassin.
Right, he's not a good person.
Like he's a fucking assassin.
He's murdered
probably killed some innocent people in his line of work.
Oh, one,
over
yeah,
the years.
that's actually very true. Like, he's a contract killer, for God's sake. He's just probably murdered some children for $50. Like, fuck this guy. All right, let him go. I'm watching this dragon breath scene. This is actually very fucking cool. Like, I forgot.
I love that fucking sequence, man. That's so fucking cool, bro.
I just remember the getting like roundhouse kicked over a fucking waterfall by a man in a fat suit. That was pretty fun.
What's his name? That fucking martial artist.
Yeah, he's
that British dude.
Yeah, people wanted
who was in Doctor Strange.
Yes,
as
he
a
was.
fucking he was Scott Adkins.
Wizard. Scott Adkins as a wizard.
Yeah. As a martial arts wizard.
Yeah,
he fought Doctor Strange, yo.
Bring it on. Like, nigga, you 250. The fuck are we doing? Not doing hand-to-hand combat with you. Get out of here.
Right. Get the fuck out of here.
He's like the white Michael Jai White.
He is.
Yeah,
I mean, they've been in movies.
Very fast, very good.
Big. He's a broken
huge.
Yeah. Your sliders are moving all together. No, that's not fair. You don't get to be that big and that fucking agile. That's bullshit. You gotta lose one.
They've had several fighting sequences together, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Michael Jai White was in the Undisputed, at least one of those movies. Yeah, and he was in it. So yeah, and they those two niggas are way too big and way too fast. It doesn't make sense. Yeah, the video game of life is glitched for the two of them. All right, next up.
Stranger Things star Sadie Sink joins Tom Holland in the next Spider-Man movie. I fell off of Stranger Things midway through season 2, so I don't know who Sadie Sink is.
She is the sister of she's around the other kid's age. She's the sister of another character who died, whose brother became like a kind of a monster or whatever the fuck. She's a pretty good young actress. She looks much older in this image than she looks on the show. But I think she's a pretty good actress actually. She's not bad on that show. Who she'll play? Some people speculate maybe Jean
okay. Well, she's a redhead. She's a redhead and gonna be in a Spider-Man movie.
It's hard to tell.
I wonder. Yeah, I don't know. All right, whatever. If you tell me she's good, then I'll believe you.
Yeah, I mean the creeps are already like, she's not fuckable enough to be Mary Jane, which I find a very weird statement. Like, all right,
they said that
because of my age, and I'm like, she's like 12, and I don't like to talk about this. It makes me uncomfortable. She's 22, right? Like, she's of age or never, whatever. But like,
no, still, it doesn't. It doesn't. The map won't check out.
No, I'm just saying I don't want to talk about that. Like, that's it's creeping me out.
I got you. People said the same thing about Mary Jane in the Spider-Man video games, particularly Spider-Man 2.
What?
That she wasn't hot enough. So people had to find the actress who did the facial model for Mary Jane in the game to just be like, she's hot.
You know what? For the last 35 years, right? Like the government has been saying video games causes violence and they need to be banned. You know what? I'm getting old. Ban them. These niggas is weird. I'm sorry. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, ban video games. With y'all, like, if you're getting mad at a chick because she's not hot enough as a video game / comic book character, you have fucking psychological issues. And maybe it is the games at this point. I don't know anymore, I'm getting old. Ban them. Fuck it. Or you need to be at least 30 years old to play video games. But then again, it's probably the 30-year-olds that are 40 mad that she's not hot enough.
Nah, 40.
Dude, 40 what is wrong with these people? Good
That's Lord, very weird. And like,
that's bizarre.
That's super bizarre. And I'm looking at Sadie Sink. She's a perfectly fine looking girl. Like, there's nothing.
She looks like the girl from the what is that? What's the show? the Dragon show. What is it?
Oh, House of the Dragon.
Oh yeah, all those inbred
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, they all look the
That's
same.
what I thought it was.
Oh yeah, Sansa. She looks like Sansa.
Yeah,
they all look. Yeah, they all look the same.
And that's not me being racist. She literally looks like her.
I mean, she looks like her.
She
you
does.
know, like,
she's super white. I mean, they're both redheads, whatever. But like, again, why y'all being dicks, man? Like, I just don't understand this. Like, oh, I wouldn't fuck her. You wouldn't fuck a girl because she doesn't want to fuck you. Relax. like this is not a her coming on to you problem. Okay, I guarantee you. Yeah, I don't know who she's playing. Maybe she's playing MJ. That makes sense. Or I guess Mary Jane Watson, even though there's already, obviously Zendaya is playing MJ, which is weird. Like, it'll be weird to see how they handle that eventually. I don't know, but
I mean,
like,
you know, hey, I'm Michelle. My friends call me MJ. Oh, hey, I'm Mary Jane. My friends call me MJ. It'll be the Martha moment for the Spider-Man, and it's gonna be terrible. It's gonna suck.
Yeah, I mean, it could be that. She could also be playing. They could also make her this universe's Jean Grey, because there was talk that she was up for that role too. It's a redhead role.
But why would she debut in a Spider-Man movie?
I don't know. The fuck do I know? I don't make the shit.
I don't know. Or she could be, literally anyone else, because that hair dye doesn't cost that much. Right?
That is also true.
Make anybody look like anybody.
Yeah,
I just want the movie to be good.
Yeah, she's a big enough young actress that I don't think she's going to be playing somebody who doesn't matter. But yeah, it's all purely speculation at this point. Okay, next up, congratulations. We are at the point of complete stupidity is the way I wrote this article. Ayo Edebiri got death threats after Elon Musk's stupid ass shared a fake report about her replacing Johnny Depp in Pirates of the Caribbean. Her response, quote, "He is an idiot and a fascist." I like that energy. That's pretty good. I feel like you could have sprinkled in some curse words, but that's just me. Yeah, so he decided that he was going to retweet somebody just making shit up and saying that she was replacing Johnny Depp. And of course he wrote Disney sucks in the quote tweet. And of course, none of that is true. She's in fact not up for
the decision was going to be Jack Sparrow?
Or just the lead.
Replacing Johnny Depp? Oh, okay.
Here's my thing. One, that's not true. Two, Disney choosing to work with or not with Johnny Depp, your issue is with Disney, right? Like, and it appears that like both him and his ex, Amber Heard, were kind of physically abusive to each other.
Yeah.
What do you want Disney to do? Like, what do you want him to do? Like, for, and side note, for people who got mad at Disney for dropping Jonathan Majors, they dropped him because he's a black man. They did the same thing to a guy who is a massive moneymaker for them. Just saying. Like, Jonathan Majors was on the rise. Johnny Depp was fucking there. Right? So, and they dumped him. And he said, I'll never work with Disney again. I don't believe you. But, okay. So, but why are you mad at this black woman for even potentially being in a movie? Like, we are at a certain point, we are just now so used to just being so hateful. I just do not understand this. It's fucking pathetic to me. Especially from him. Fuck him. Elon Musk, I mean.
Yeah. This nigga don't even go here, Again.
Right.
Like, this nigga he came in on a visa, overstayed his welcome, and managed to get his fucking citizenship a couple years later to this country, and people suck this dude's dick because he's a billionaire. People are inherently evil. I believe. I was going to say a certain group of people, but like I'm just going to say people in general are just inherently evil, and it takes like work for them to be good. I don't believe people are inherently good because this is insane.
Like, why would you?
I don't believe
know that when you say this, when you retweet this, you know what will happen. And you do it anyway.
Exactly.
You put people's life in danger.
He's evil. This nigga's an evil human being. It needs to be dealt with. in whatever way someone decides to deal with them, whether, they take his money, his soul, livelihood, life, whatever. I'm not saying I would do it.
I want your soul.
I'm not saying I'm gonna do it.
I was like, okay, Dwayne. Hey, Ron.
Right. Yeah, I can't, these people gotta go, I'm sorry. I'm sick of these niggas.
Oh, my
he's
fill
a troll.
of rich people.
I like his. I don't get it. Like they revere this guy because he's so rich. If he didn't have the money he had, again, like I said a couple weeks ago, like Trump would be like, "Get away from me, you fucking weirdo." But he's a billionaire,
and he
so
he wouldn't say weirdo.
Right. Came up.
He'd gone
80 years old.
Super hard, like super hard. Well, we're bringing all the words
hard
back.
R.
Yeah, hard R. Right. And not at the end of the word. Man. That's not the word we're talking about. Get the fuck out of here.
But he's a billionaire, so people think like just because you got money, like you're smart. Just because you got money, you're cool. Like this dude is a dork. He is a loser. Like Jay said,
USA.
He's a loser.
USA, right? Am I saying it right? Go walk into traffic, for the love of God. Everyone.
He's such a fucking. He's. Ugh.
Oh, he's a social
weird.
He's a social moron.
Huh?
He's a social moron. Like he is, and he's a fucking ketamine out drug addict. Just keep taking more, man. Just keep taking more.
He's 50 plus years old. Why are you still acting like a child, man? Maybe he, you know what? Yeah. He's mentally stunted, is what I'll say.
There you go.
That's it. That's it.
That'll get past the.
And for him to be doing this.
That'll get past the YouTube algorithm.
It just
development stunted.
Just roast me to fuck. Like I just hate all these people, man. I hate them. They need to go.
Just go away. Whatever. Yeah. Whatever. By whatever means.
I can't imagine being the world's richest man and just,
tweeting about Pirates of the Caribbean.
Right. Like
what cares? What? I'll buy the Caribbean.
If I was the world's richest man, you would never see me.
No.
You wouldn't even know what companies I owned. Like, I would just be chilling in the background.
Yeah.
You don't need to know who I am.
No.
Know that I can buy and sell you 10 times, a billion times over.
Right. I see Jay's tweeting about the new Pirates of the Caribbean movie. Bitch, I'll just buy the Caribbean. What the fuck are we talking about right now? Like, get out of here. Get out of here. Like, it is.
I'll buy you and make you act like a pirate. Like,
right.
Like,
yeah. Dance for me. Dance for me now. We're going to do a 2-hour movie. Get up there. Like, I'll hire Johnny Depp personally and make Pirates of the Caribbean 6. Fuck you. Like, he has enough money. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. Like, that's what your daily activities are. Don't you have businesses to run? This nigga's on Twitter like, oh shit, let me retweet this. You have time to retweet?
Wait, retweet about I'm gonna retweet about Johnny Depp and like he talks like a fucking weirdo, man.
Yeah, I told you he's a malfunctioning robot. Like he just is. Yeah, just go to Mars, man.
I don't like it.
By yourself.
Yeah, please.
Just let us know.
Yeah. Take your fucking SpaceX rocket ships, get on there by yourself, and have a fantastic voyage.
What was the name of that movie with Leonardo DiCaprio? Something about the world coming to an end or something like that.
Oh, Don't Look Up.
Don't look up. I need someone to like tell all the rich people.
It was definitely about him.
Yeah, I need someone to tell all the rich people that Don't Look Up is actually happening. That it's a foregone conclusion that this is going to happen and that they need to hurry up and get the fuck off the planet.
Good. And then he'll get eaten by some fucking space whatever they didn't know the name of. Yeah, it's I don't know, man. It's really weird. Like there's another story.
You're literally putting people's lives in danger.
Yeah. You
and you're just the richest person in the world and you're putting people's lives in danger just because you're a dickhead. And I don't.
Why?
Again, I guess if you have that kind of money, you're probably inherently a dickhead in some way because that's a lot of money to just have. And I feel like once you become that rich, the only thing that satisfies you is getting more money, right? Because you always ask, like, why the fuck do you need any more money? Like we talked about fucking Snoop doing that whole thing with the crypto ball. Like he's worth $100 million. You don't need that money. But I don't need it, but I want it. You know what I'm saying?
It's really weird.
Do it. Whatever.
It's a super weird thing. I do think your morality dies. Like at a certain amount, when you get a certain point of like level of rich, every dollar after that, like your morality dies. You have no connection to anyone. You can't. Because you could do so much good in the world, and instead you're like, Disney sucks. Let me put this young black actress in harm's way. Like, why, yo? Why? You know what?
He's a racist. He's from South Africa, yo. You don't like black people. That's it.
Then leave. And get the fuck
African-American.
off of our continent too. Go back to wherever the fuck.
Yeah,
go back to whatever fucking
Switzerland or whatever the fuck.
Whatever box they assembled your fucking white ass in. Go back there.
He's a racist. He's a Nazi, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. And he just wants to use people of color for fucking cheap labor.
Yeah.
Mainly Indian folks because they're,
Yeah. Well,
that's it. That's it.
Yeah. Y'all
not very
regret y'all votes yet?
He's not that smart.
He's not.
It's racism and
he's a
putting
mark.
people's lives in
Fucking
piece of shit.
And I don't know, man. Like we were talking before the show started, like everything is falling apart. Like the video game industry is falling apart. And like all these things are falling, the government is falling apart. Like here's a headline that I think is super fucked up. I'll put the link in the chat so you guys can you guys can see this article. The article title is Millie Bobby Brown hits back at tabloids saying she looks 40. And she says, quote, "You did meet me when I was 10. My face grew. What do you want me to do about that?" It's just a picture of her wearing a lot of makeup. Like, what is, like, why are you fucking, she's 21 years old. Like, this is what you have time to shit on a fucking young girl to what? Give her a fucking complex and shit?
What did I just say? What did I just say 5 minutes ago?
Oh, you're not wrong.
I feel like people are inherently evil. Like, what's the point?
Like, why are you
For
doing
what,
this,
man?
right now? Like, what did she do?
Like, why? What did she do to you to be like, ugh?
She looks 40. Or she's wearing a lot of makeup in one image.
Well, she looks like a grown up, yo. Like, what the fuck you want her to look
Or
like?
she's
Yo? What do you want?
up, she's grown up in front of our eyes for the last fucking 10 years.
You met her 11 years ago.
Right.
Yeah, it's weird, yo.
Like, just leave these.
Kind of weird, man.
Like, now I'm
weird.
Now I'm in my like full dad vibe. Yo, leave that young girl alone. Yo, this is making me mad. It's making me mad. Yo, like, why you?
I'm like, leave these people alone. Dog.
You little
like,
kid.
She didn't do anything to you.
The kids. Yo.
Fuckers can't wait. Dudes literally count down the days until these girls become women. So technically women. Right. So that they can jerk off to them without feeling guilty.
They've been doing that shit.
Right. That's the part. That part is important. Without feeling guilty.
Right, without feeling guilty.
Because they've been doing that shit months and years before. They're like, hell yeah, brother. Like, yeah, get out of here. Nah, yo, gross.
They waited for the Olsen twins. I'm old enough to remember when those creepy ass niggas was waiting for the Olsen twins to become 18. How old are they? They're like in their mid 30s, right? Almost, if not 40.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, and
now,
they were like babies. They were babies. Like,
yeah,
yes,
for literally.
We met them when they were fucking infants, nigga. You fucking weird, disgusting ass niggas. Like, man, I don't get it.
Oh shit, man!
I don't understand.
I don't get it.
They're 38 years old now.
Jesus.
Yeah, like
old man.
Yeah.
I'm an old man now. Like, leave young people alone. Leave them alone. Like, leave that young girl alone.
And it probably gave them a complex.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's probably why they look like fucking crypt keepers. And their sister looks normal.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, they went in
older.
Yeah, they went into the fashion industry like they're super successful. But yeah, they were just like, yeah, like they're probably
I want to be in front of the camera no more.
No, hell no. They're like, got our money, get the fuck out of here. But that's probably why they didn't want to be in front of the camera, just because of that creepy shit. I remember what's the guy who played their dad on TV who died, the comedian.
Bob Saget.
Bob Saget. Yeah. He used to get pissed when people would be like, "Hey, what about the Olsen?" He was like, "Yo, what the fuck is wrong with you?" Like, and he would tell some of the crudest jokes I've ever heard, and that dude was like, "That's not funny, yo." Like, they're little girls, yo. Like, he didn't play that shit. I don't know, man.
Yeah, again, they were on that television show when they were fucking infants. So I would assume he would have some kind of fucking like dad complex with them. He was their fucking TV dad when they were babies. He had some kind of connection to them. Like, yo, knock that shit off, you fucking weirdos.
Yeah. Just leave these young actresses and actors too. Leave them alone, yo. Like, stop being professional dickheads. It's untenable. Like, it's unnecessary. Stop it. Yeah. All right. I feel like we're really getting into our old men bag on this episode. It just makes me mad, yo. What is wrong with the planet? You know, just send a rock and start over. Just fucking reset this shit. Tired of it. Oh, shit leader. Everything is bad. Yeah, what the fuck indeed? By JTD from the Edit That Out podcast. Michael, take it.
A woman poisons her coworkers' drink after arguing with them over a promotion. A textile worker stands accused of poisoning a coworker's water bottle after quarreling with them over what the woman considered an unfair promotion. First of all, people don't use the word quarreling. It's just a weird word. The incident occurred last month at a textile factory. Police claim that the 38-year-old suspect was caught on CCTV cameras tampering with another worker's drink container before the latter drank it and felt a burning sensation in her throat. Subsequent analysis of the container found a high concentration of a potent solvent in the water, which strongly suggests that the perpetrator wanted to poison their coworker. Witnesses testified that the two women used to be friends, but their relationship went sour after the victim received a promotion that didn't sit too well with the prime suspect in the poisoning case. They fought all the time and had allegedly had an argument prior to the solvent poisoning. Any idea where this is from? This is a location that usually doesn't get a lot of love, right? So no China, no India, nothing like that.
France.
Korea.
This is in, to quote Dominic Toretto, "This is Brazil."
Speaking of everyone should be dead in his next movie. All right. There you go. Very, very nice.
Local police told reporters that the 38-year-old suspect had also entered an exclusive management area where the company's chemical products were located despite lacking authorization. It is believed that this is where she got the solvent. After drinking from the tainted container and sensing that something was wrong, the victim called an ambulance and she was rushed to the hospital. She has since made a full recovery, but doctors said that the solvent could have killed her had she drank any more of it.
Delicious.
So yeah, you poisoning a coworker?
Yeah, 100%.
What'd they do?
Yeah, it kind of depends on what they did.
Yeah, context.
It kind of depends on what. Well, I mean, you know, I've said this before. Hopefully, it doesn't sound too sexist, but you know, women. This is a woman crime, right? Women, because it requires some sort of forethought, right? It requires some sort of forethought, proper planning and execution. Whereas when guys are mad at a coworker, they just roll up on them and start yelling at them.
No, you just stab. Stab or shoot.
Yeah, you want to kill somebody, you just stab, right? Like, because men are kind of dumb like that. Like, they don't have any, you know, forethought. So I don't know if any of us. Well, I'm not going to speak for you, but I don't know if I would poison someone.
100%.
but if I did,
I could, dude. I could. I don't want to, but I could.
But if I did, it would be way more efficient. See, that's this woman's problem, right?
Now you're going too fast. You're going too fast.
Yeah, you're not, or you didn't up the doses, right? Like normally when you see a woman is poisoning someone, like is a drop of rat poison,
Yeah, see, that's my
over time.
Yeah.
Right?
Now you build up in their system, and then they drop dead, and you're like, "What happened? What happened? He was coughing last week."
Right? But nah. I prefer, like, if I'm going to do this, I want results now. All right, I don't have the.
That's how you get caught.
That's not poisoning. I'm trying to
poison somebody like that.
Well, look, I'm mad now. What if I'm not mad tomorrow? Like, I'm mad now.
You might feel bad after you do it. Like they end up dying 6 months later. You're like, damn, I fucked up.
Exactly.
They said sorry and everything. Shit. Well,
yeah, damn. We was hanging out and shit. Like, oh, damn, I forgot. Yeah, I poisoned you, bro.
Nah, the lever's already been pulled, my guy. Like, we've already started down the mountain. There's nothing I can do. Nah, I 100% I could poison someone. Actually, it would probably be my preference of murdering someone. Like, if I'm gonna do it, I think poisoning, the slow poisoning over time, that feels like it'd be kind of more my thing, because you could watch them slowly like be harmed. I feel like I would get more out of it, like, my kidney, like, yeah, that's crazy, dog. See you tomorrow at work.
You'd be like Sebastian Stan in that in The Apprentice, where he was just looking at Roy Cohn just wither away because Roy Cohn was a whore, and it was the 80s.
Right. Yeah,
and he was just like, hey, you look sick, Roy. Just like, well, maybe you should get that checked out. And I was like, Jesus Christ, bro.
Yeah,
like,
a heartless piece of shit. Of course. Good Lord. All right, Terrence, you're up.
Damn, I didn't. A doctor performs a vasectomy on himself. And he shared the video on social media.
What? All right. Well,
okay. Plastic surgeon has been getting a lot of attention for sharing a video of performing a vasectomy on himself on social media as a gift to his wife. I mean, that's pretty much it. A father of three who works at a plastic surgery clinic went viral this week after sharing a rather unusual clip on his Facebook and Instagram profiles. To put his wife's mind at ease, young doctor decided to get a vasectomy, and to make sure there was no risk of botching the procedure, he did it himself.
Yeah.
Okay. Guess he's really, really confident in his skills. After presenting the list of 11 steps involved in the operation, he got local anesthesia and then started working on himself, so to speak, because operating on yourself isn't very common. A procedure that usually takes about 15 minutes ended up taking an hour, but it was a success. Cool.
No. I don't care if I could do it. I'm not giving myself a fucking a crew neck. Nah. No. Like,
so where did this take place?
Where are there too many people in the world?
India, China.
All right. Well, which one are you picking?
I'll take India.
All right, then I'll take China.
It was Taiwan.
Close enough.
All right.
I mean, depending on who you ask, you were correct. To be honest. I would argue you're not. China would argue you're definitely correct. They'll make sure our podcast is never listened to anyone over there. For my response. That's funny. All right, my story is pathetic. Man, yeah, I couldn't be more just generally disappointed by this. Man suffers collapsed lung after doing 20 push-ups and skipping rope. Bro, try harder. Doctors were shocked by the case of a middle-aged man who suffered pneumothorax after mild physical exercise, 20 push-ups, and a few minutes of skipping rope. God damn, that's it? The unnamed man told physicians that he had decided to get in shape as part of his New Year's resolution, but things did not really play out like he imagined. Last month, he started doing push-ups and skipping rope as a way to lose weight. You need a caloric deficit. So. But he only managed to do 2 sets of push-ups and skip rope for a few minutes when he started feeling bad. He stopped and went about his day, but then he woke up the next day. He started experiencing severe chest pain and difficulty breathing, especially after minimal physical effort, like climbing the stairs. At one point, the pain got so bad that he went to the hospital and doctors diagnosed him with pneumothorax. An x-ray showed that one side of the man's lungs was so damaged that it reduced to a third of its normal size. Jesus Christ. Doctors said the condition would have only gotten worse with time, eventually causing irreversible damage and even death. Where is the most out of shape dude on the planet?
I googled physically weakest countries in the world. And,
I googled what's the fattest state in America, and I got West Virginia.
Micah, your answer?
So that's what I'm picking.
Yeah.
I'm picking. I mean, there's a list of them. There's a list of them here, but I'm gonna go with South Sudan.
Close. China.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, you two bigots. Yeah, Chinese people can be weak too. How about that? Yeah, I mean, I don't know if this is actually about weakness, but yeah, that's unfortunate. That is really, really quite scary, actually. Yeah, the man's unusual story was used by doctors as a reminder that always listen to your body and not push yourself too much. Bro, he did 20 push-ups and skipped rope. I don't know that you could do less. 10 push-ups and look at a rope? Like, what the fuck was he supposed to do? I feel like you don't know you've crossed the Rubicon for this guy until you do. Like,
I mean, was he frail or was he like?
It doesn't say like he was like morbidly obese or like really underweight or anything like that. It doesn't say.
Could he fit in a mid-sized sedan?
Big people know what kind of cars they can fit in. Do they though? To quote Charlotte, which is still one of the funniest fucking lines. Yeah, that's fucked up. I don't know, man. Take care of yourselves out there. I really don't have anything funny to say. This is fucking horrible. Good Lord. All right. Trailers this week. Live action Lilo and Stitch teaser trailer. I've seen this movie. I've seen the original. This looks very good. Lilo and Stitch is cute. It's a cute movie. I'm surprised they didn't get Ving Rhames to come back.
Was he Stitch?
No, he's like a FBI type agent or CIA agent. He plays the role that what's his name is playing in this. Was that Courtney B. Vance? I think that's the same character. Yeah, this looks good. That story is about a little Hawaiian girl who this alien, obviously Stitch, comes down and is hangs out with, and he's kind of a bit of a troublemaker, and then aliens are looking for him because he's a wild, dangerous experiment. And then, comedy ensues. And she has like a love for Elvis music, so that's a lot of the soundtrack. But yeah, I mean, I'm not an Elvis person either, but it's a good movie. It's a sweet movie. And this looks pretty much dead on to what I would expect. The animation for Stitch looks very good. So, yeah.
All right. I have no interest in this whatsoever.
I'll be forced to see this, which is fine. I've not shown the trailer to my daughter yet, but she.
Oh yeah, you saw another movie, by the way. You saw an Imaginary Friend movie, didn't you?
No, I saw that. I saw that in theaters the first time. It's one of the worst fucking movies I've ever seen.
What movie?
If written by John Krasinski, he's also in it, and starring Ryan Reynolds. It's fucking terrible. It's one of the worst fucking movies I've seen in a long time. It's really, really bad. I texted Micah because it's newly on Netflix. I was like, please, I wrote to him. I said, I don't like to give you good advice, but I will tell you this. Don't let your kids watch this movie because, like every other kid, they'll want to watch it 1,000 times. And trust me, it's really bad. And he goes, yeah, it looked bad. And I said, somehow it's worse than whatever you thought. It's horrible. It's one of the most boring fucking movies I've ever seen. It's just bad. Don't watch If. There's a trailer for Alien Earth.
Yeah, we can skip this. This isn't actually a real trailer. This is just a mismatch of like alien movies.
Okay.
This isn't real.
Oh, all right. Yeah. Never mind. All right.
I was looking at it. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
I've seen that.
Yeah, because I was like, that looks like the stuff from Romulus. Okay. All right. I guess the final trailer for Last of Us Season 2. It comes out April 13th. This looks very good. Like, really, really good. I'm trying to get my wife to watch the first season. She's open. So,
if you get her to watch it, tell my no, tell her not to. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah, because she's gonna fuck your schedule up.
Yeah, I want to watch it on my time. Don't do it.
Yeah, just wait till it's over.
And she wants to watch stuff. And she wants to watch stuff on her time. She watches way more TV than I do. I'm out here hunting monsters for their ivory and pelts and killing wildlife for no reason. So,
how many hours did you put into that game?
Oh man,
40 something.
Yeah, I had 40 something minutes.
Christ.
And I finished it. I finished it. It's a fun game, man. Y'all should play it. Well, you should play it if you can.
I don't have it. I ain't playing that show.
The fuck are even
like I'm playing a goddamn PlayStation 2 game. No, thank you.
Yeah, but I think this looks very good.
53 hours.
Yes.
That's
Put another 10 hours.
It came out last week.
The last time. Put another 10 hours
came out
since the last
week,
we recorded.
What is the game that you're?
The game came out last week, nigga.
Or has there even been 53 hours between when the game came out? How is this possible?
I was like, how is that even possible?
It's really fun, man. It's really fun. I don't know what to tell you.
So yeah, I think
did the
this looks
same thing with Woodworld, but this looks good. Yeah, like look, HBO's nailing it.
Something tells me I'm not going to get what I want, which is a dead Joel.
You're not. In the first episode?
By the end of the first episode or the beginning of the second episode, I want a dead Joel.
You think they kill him off in the season?
I do think they kill him off, yeah, because there's way too many shots of him not being there. But I think they're going to rework some things. I think they're going to rework some things, and I think they're going to tell. I think they're going to tell a little more of the story of why Joel is going to be killed. I think they'll flesh that out. I think they would be smart to do that, by the way.
You think they'll do it in the middle of the season or by the end? It's not going to. I
think they'll do it
in the first episode.
No, you're right. It won't be the first episode. I think it'll be
fucking wild.
That would be a bold swing. That'd be a bold swing, no pun intended. But it would be. But I think it'll be somewhere in the middle. Like if there's 9 episodes, it'll be like episode 4.
Nah, I don't think so. I think that's your season. I think that's your season ender.
That'd be so weird because there's so much story after that. But
yeah, season 3.
Hey, that's for season 3.
Right. Like, thanks for watching. Are you sad? Good. See you next year. Right? Like, I could see it. I mean, it would be a bold move to do it in the middle of the season. That would be the shocker, right? Like it kind of like what was it? Game of Thrones. Did they kill Sean Bean in the first season? In the one before?
It was the first episode, right?
No.
They killed him in episode 9 of 10.
9 of 10. That's what I was gonna say. Like maybe that's what they do, because then it would be like you wouldn't see it coming, right? Because like, oh, he's gonna make it all the way through. So you would assume if it is happening, it's happening in the 10th episode or whatever the last episode is. But if you do it in the previous episode, it can come as a real shock, and then you have like the immediate fallout is a full episode until the end, right? Yeah. So I could see that. That would be that'd be kind of smart, but I'd be very interested. I don't know much about the game. I mean, I know how Joel dies, but it'll all this other shit that's going on. It'll be very interesting to see what happens. So
people were upset. People were upset that the woman playing Abby was not jacked.
Yeah.
But people were upset that the character Abby was jacked.
Again,
Oh yeah, you just pick a lane, yo. Like just pick a lane. How could they do this to us? Also, how could they do this to us?
It doesn't make any sense. How could she be jacked in this post-apocalyptic world? Where
She can't even get enough protein.
That was their excuse. That was it.
That was it.
Like, meanwhile, there's like a bunch of jack dudes in every post-apocalyptic movie. It's like, yeah, no, that makes sense. Like,
Right.
I mean, I guess it's like, there's a lot of chicken breast around. I don't know. Like, fine. What a fucking
Cut to 10 years later. Why is she not jacked, bro? This doesn't look anything like her. All right.
Also, I can't even. How am I supposed to masturbate to this? Like, all right.
Right. I don't want to have to masturbate to this because it'll make me feel bad. Like,
right. Like, I will, but I'm not gonna love it. Like, yeah, but you will. We just really need to. Is there somewhere that there's a giant reset button we could all just press at once? Just start the shit over. Just go back.
Yeah, the government got it. They're just keeping it from us.
Yeah, see?
that's the conspiracy theory. There we go. That I'm going with.
There's a big reset button in Trump. Hold on a minute. All right. That is it for us for this week's episode. We will see you guys next week.
See you.
Take it easy.